Hey, buddy.
I finished Squeegeekid.
What'd you think of it?
I know it's maybe not fair to say, but I feel like I know you, and we only met, 5-10 minutes. It was a hell of a book.
Thank you.
Just want to tell you that.
Thank you, brother.
I couldn't put it down. I mean, I'm on vacation. Well, I was. But I just kept reading it.
I couldn't stop, eh?
No.
That's what people say about most of my books. And at first, it was hard to believe because I lived it and I found it, to me, I found it boring. But she convinced me that they were very interesting stories. So, and especially Squeegeekid, that means a lot because Squeegeekid really, it was my second book. It was almost, it was like Crackleton overshadowed it. And it kind of got...
I started that. I started Crackleton as my next book. I just was going for my gut.
Yeah, but yeah, and it really didn't get, because Squeegeekids were hated back in here, back in the 90s.
If people read your book, they wouldn't hate them. They would understand. They'd understand perfectly. They just don't, it's so easy to demonize what we don't understand and then to sit in a place where we don't want to know to begin with. We don't want to even open our minds to any other possible realities in this life that other people may be experiencing that we can never imagine, but that doesn't mean that they're not.
Yeah, it happens every day. That's the crazy thing. Well, I'm really glad you enjoyed it.
I have to admit, I kept reading it, trying to read it like fiction. Oh, I'm sure this will happen next. But no. It never went the way I thought it would go. Never. And it can't, because it actually happens in your life.
Yeah. Okay. And that's what, like, some people ridiculed me for it, some people for, like, some of the language in it. Like the suction cup, the coffee shop.
Oh, no.
And stuff like that. But that's how people talked back then.
Exactly.
So that's what made it so real.
Yes.
It's like those vivid little details that in the streets and how I described they were back then. And
you can't take the past and revise it.
No.
You have to do that every few years to make it PC. As social mores change, you'd have to change your book. That's ridiculous.
Never. That's why I would never go to a publishing company.
No.
Never. Because you wouldn't get the real story out there. They'd want you to change it and change it. And I am 100% not willing to do that. And never would. I actually had the biggest one in Canada. Not on this corner. On that corner. The biggest publishing company in Canada. Their main office is up the street. She came down this way. She bought my book. She told me she worked for a publishing company. She didn't tell me who she was. She was the VP of the company. But not interested. Not interested. I want to do it my way.
You can only do it your way.
That's the only way. That's the way.
This is your life. This is a singular life.
Yeah.
It can't be done any other way.
Yeah.
Literally.
No, it can't. And first person was the only way to write it too.
Yes.
Especially a real story.
I'm gonna read them all. I mean, I'm gonna keep going. I can't.
Recommend me to all your friends back home.
Okay.
Because with my website, I deliver all. I send books anywhere. And actually, it's the same deal in America as it is in Canada. If you get more than one, there's no shipping.
I'll especially tell her the book dealers, the book store owners that I know. I recommend they put your books in their stores.
Right. Thank you very much, man.
I want to say thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for everything you do.
She's the backbone. She's the backbone of this.
Yeah, I didn't realize what life was like until I met my backbone, shall we say.
Yeah. She really changed my life in a lot of good ways.